Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a makeup tutorial or eyeshadow look tutorial using the Balm Cosmetics Nude-tude palette. The reason why I'm going to be using a couple of the Balm Cosmetics products is because a couple of days ago the website of thebalm.com had a complete 50% off everything on their online website. So everything was 50% off, and I went ahead and I hopped on that because I've been wanting to have this palette for quite some time now, but I just never got it. I don't know why. I've already had a couple of things from them in the past, like blushes and the highlighting powder and bronzers. So I'm going to be incorporating some of those as well in this makeup tutorial. If it's something that you guys are interested in and you would like to watch, keep on watching. So I've already started my makeup look using moisturizer. So this is my everyday Holy Grail moisturizer that I use all the time. And I already started my face with moisturizer just because I want to make sure that I have it on already and I don't forget that step later on along the line. I am going to start this tutorial focused on the eyes first, and the reason why I want to focus on the eyes is because I have never used this palette before. I don't know how it is with fallout, and I don't want to mess up my foundation in case there is fallout. So the first thing that we're going to do before we start anything is we're going to prime our eyes. You can use any eye primer if you have the Urban Decay primer. I think NYX Cosmetics has a good eye primer, e.l.f. does too, but I will be using MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I will be applying that all over my eyelids. And if you see me looking off to the side, is I'm just looking at my mirror. So the next thing that I'm going to be using is this Bahama Mama bronzing powder, and the reason why I'm going to use this is I'm going to try and put that along my almost entire lid, just so that the Painterly Paint Pot has something to be able to blend the shadows out. It's a light enough color to be able to put on your entire lid, just probably skip out on the brow bone. And again, I'm doing this because I did put Painterly Paint Pot and I don't want certain shadows to just stick on or get tacky in certain areas, and I don't want the eyeshadow to get patchy. So the next step is going in with this sultry shade, and I'm gonna take that color and put it in my inner crease and just blend it out on both eyes. And the brush that I'm using is a Sigma blending brush E25. Now the next shade that I will be going into is going to be Standoffish. This looks very similar to the Urban Decay shade Sin, which is a favorite of mine. And I will be taking that into the lower lid. All over the lower lid. And I'm using just an e.l.f. brush for that. I love this shadow. It's super pigmented. These shadows are amazing. I'm loving them so far. And one more time we're going to go back into that sultry shade just so that we don't lose that blending color. Now the next thing that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to go back into that Bahama Mama bronzing shade and just blend out that transition even more so. I don't want the sultry shade to look so intense. Just blend that sultry shade out with Bahama Mama or any light brown that you have. Now the next shade that I will be going into is going to be this Sophisticated shade, and that will just be going on the outer corner of the eye. And this way it just gives the eye look a little bit more dimension. And then we'll blend it out in a bit. Now use that blending brush without any further product on and then just blend that out. Now the next shade that I'm going to go in with is going to be the Marylou-Manizing Highlighting and Eyeshadow Powder, and I will be using just a Coastal Scents shader brush. I will be picking up that product, tapping off the excess, and I will be going into my inner corner. Now the final thing that I will be doing on the upper lid is I will be going in with the shade Sassy, and I will be touching the highlight of my brow bone. We're almost done with the eyes. What I'm going to be doing on the lower lash line is I'm going to try and recreate similar steps on what I did on the upper lid on the lower lash line, just so that way there is a smooth transition from the upper lid into the lower lash line and it doesn't look crazy. So I'm going to go in with that sultry shade on this flat e.l.f. brush, and I will be sticking on the outer corner of my lower lid and blending it inward somewhat, just not all the way in. Now we're going to be doing the same thing on the other eye. Next we're going in with that standoffish shade right here. And then I'm going to blend that out with the light brown shade that you guys can use of your liking. In this case, again, I'm going to go back into Bahama Mama, and that's just to get that effortless transition. Try and stick as close to the lash line as you can without poking your eye. And there you have it. The final thing that I'm going to be doing with the eyeshadows is I'm going to go in with Serious, which is a black shade, and I will just be very closely lining the top of my lash line. Now, as you can see, I didn't do any kind of wing with the black. I just wanted to go very close to the lash line just to make the lash line look a little bit more voluminous, if you will. The next thing that I will be doing is I will be curling my lashes. Now, this step is optional. If it's something that you don't feel comfortable with, you don't have to. You can go right on ahead with mascara. And then after the mascara, I will be doing the rest of my face. The mascara that I will be using is this Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced Cosmetics. Now the next thing that I will be doing is I'm going to put on no foundation on my face. Now the reason why I say I'm not going to put foundation on my face is because I'm going to be putting on this Perricone MD No foundation. They say that it's not a foundation, it's more of a serum or a tinted serum. I absolutely love it. I had gotten this as a sample a while back from Sephora. The reason why I haven't bought the full size is because the full size was very expensive and I wanted to try it out first before actually buying full size. So the way that you use this is you just dot it on your face and blend it out with your fingers. I will be using a beauty blender for this. Now, because this is a serum, I don't worry so much about dotting it all over my face because it's not going to set as quickly, and that's why I go ahead and dot it on my face. Now, depending on the foundation that you use or you have, if it sets really quickly, again, I always recommend doing it in spots, in sections. That way the foundation doesn't dry out on you. Now, I probably should have done this step earlier before I put the foundation on, but I'm going to go ahead, because it is a cream, I'm going to go ahead and put this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. I do have a couple of blemish spots and just a little bit of redness on my face, and I want to go ahead and cover that up. And then back one more time with that serum, just so that there isn't any kind of discoloration from that Bye Bye Redness. The next thing that I will be doing is I will be highlighting my under eyes with the Loreal Magic Lumi. And blending it out with a beauty blender. I'm gonna take that also, put it on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and on my chin. The next thing that I will be doing is I will be setting my face with this Stay Matte by Rimmel London, and I am in the shade Sandstorm. As you can tell, I love this because I'm already hitting pan. And I will be using my Sedona Lace 813 brush. Next, I'm gonna go in with Bahama Mama on the perimeters of my face with this Real Techniques brush. And with a powder brush, I'm just gonna blend that out really quickly. After that, I'm gonna go in with a Hot Mama blush. This blush reminds me a lot of the NARS Orgasm blush. I find it to be extremely and very, very similar. I will be highlighting the tops of my cheekbones next, and I'm going to be using this e.l.f. stippling brush. Now this highlighting powder is extremely pigmented, so be very careful. And finally, I will be doing my eyebrows, and after eyebrows, we're all done. One thing that I do want to say is, I forgot to mention, but I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz powder, the Brow Wiz pencil, and there is an alternative to the Brow Wiz pencil, which I think is almost the same thing and a fraction of the cost. It's actually half of what this pencil costs, and it's the NYX Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil. You can just go to your Ulta, swatch the testers that they have, and whichever one you feel you like best, I think would be an amazing alternative and affordable alternative to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And in the inner part of my brow, I'm going to be using this Anastasia Perfect Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Brown. And I'm just going to brush that out. And that is it!